This is a real Halloween story. And this is maybe one of the most real stories, realistic stories that I can tell about myself. I don't really know how I'm gonna say this. I haven't practiced it, so it's gonna come out as it's gonna come out. Um, I decided to tell this story because weird things have been happening. I know it's this spooky season, and I realize how real this is, how there's more realms, how there's more things that we cannot see that are there. Why I decided to do this video, it's because a second dark goddess came to me lately. Well, she has been around, I just didn't saw it until lately, and I started to cry. Of course, I'm always crying. Well, the thing is like, so there's a second dark goddess who came to me lately, and so I is the second one. So I mean, like, there's must be something real in this. So I just decided to tell this story. The story is about how I met Lilith, the goddess, a dark goddess, the goddess of the black moon. Okay, and I don't really know how I'm gonna say this, but just everything started because my dad, who have been studying astrology for the past 15 years, he kept telling me that I have these two planets in my astral chart. And well, we all have them, but I have them on the day of my birth. So I have Lilith and Chiron. I don't know how to say it in English. Chiron. And I have been through a lot of things in my life, through a lot of struggles, through a lot of beautiful things too, okay, let's admit. But yeah, so every time that I was going through a struggle, he kept telling me, yes, but it's because you have Chiron, Lilith in your astral chart on the day of your birth. And I was like, I really never paid attention to this until the day that I was 33 years old. Um, but before, let's go backwards. Um, since the beginning of time, there has been a strong war, if I can say it like that, between day and night, between light and darkness. We all have light and darkness inside of us. For some of us, this energy it's stronger, either the light, either the darkness. Uh, in the world, there has always been this battle between darkness and light, always. And there's some humans like me who do believe in the light and who work for the light, and who people who know me, people know that I'm a warrior of light, and I have always been. And actually, I have been a warrior of light because I know darkness. And I know darkness sadly very well. And yeah, so inside of us, we all have light and darkness inside of us. Some of us, we have a little bit more light or a little bit more darkness. Some of us have known the darkness, and that's why we battle for the light. For people who know me, you guys know that I've been a warrior of light for years now, and I'm proud and happy of having doing this, and I will keep on doing it. But sadly, or no, not sadly, just it is how it is. I'm still learning, and but darkness has always been real close to me. I have been scared. I have respected the darkness. I have learned from it, and I'm still learning from it. And that's why I'm doing this video. Okay, I know I am not dressed as like the most light person, but you will understand why. Okay, because this is exactly what I need to express today. So I guess that I have been a warrior of light because I know darkness, and I know how deep, sad, lonely, stressful, struggling, difficult it can be. That's why I consider myself a light worker, because I know what it is to be in the dark. This being said, let's come back to our story about Lilith. So, as I was saying, my dad has always told me that I have Lilith in my astral chart on the day of my birth. I never paid attention to this, and I'm telling you, this was like for more than 10 years until I was 33 years old and I was in my hometown, Colombia, Medellin, Colombia. I was with my fiance at that time. That day I was on my period, and yes, I need to say this because this is really important. Yes, I was in my period. I was in Medellin with my ex fiance at that moment that I still love him, and he's one of the greatest person that I have ever met. And I have my period, and I was dying, and I was dying because when I have my period, I'm always dying. So I was dying, and I was dying, and I was crying and everything. And then I was in my bed under the covers. It was like daytime, and I was reading because I love to read. So I was reading, and then Lilith, a text of Lilith came up to me, and I started to read this, and I started to feel uncomfortable, happy, sad, confused, intrigued, and I started to cry. And then I look at him, and I told him everything that I was reading, and this is real, true story. I called this guy yesterday because, as I told you, I've been going through a lot of things lately. And I asked him, and I was like, "Oh my God, do you remember the first time that I met Lilith?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course, we were in Colombia in your house." And this is his words. He said, "It's like when you were reading, it's like if you were reading something about yourself." And I didn't realize it until yesterday when he told me this, that I was like, yes, I was actually reading about myself. Let me tell you who Lilith is. So Lilith, it's the first woman of Adam. Say Adam y Eva in the Bible. Okay, so the story goes like this. She mentioned in the Bible? I think she is. I don't know, so I don't want to go there. But the story tells that Lilith was the first Adam's wife. The thing is, like, Lilith didn't want it to be how can I say, Lilith didn't want it to be submitted to Adam. She was saying, no, we are equals. You're the man, I'm the woman. We complete each other. I don't want to be under you. I don't want to be on top of you. I want to be like you. But life, the story, whatever, he didn't accept it. Nobody accepted. So she was chased from heaven. And there's where Eve came, because she accepted to be under Adam. I don't want to go there. Now you're going to understand. That's why a lot of feminine movements are called Lilith. I have to admit that I don't take the energy of Lilith to be superior from men's, because I don't consider myself superior of men's. I don't consider myself under men's neither. I consider myself equal to men. I just consider myself that we complete, that a man and a woman are meant to be together to be a team. Anyway, I don't want to go there neither. So the story goes on, and Lilith happened to be, this is who Lilith is, and that's why I'm dressed like this, okay? Lilith happened to be a femme fatale. Lilith happened to be a savage, a playful, someone who is passionate about life, someone who loves to enjoy herself, someone who is really she's happy, she's seductive, she's the real incarnation of a femme fatale. And here where's the story connect to me, because I think I am dressed as a femme fatale today. And the thing is, like, as I told you at the beginning of this, I knew darkness. And the day that I decided that I don't want to have no more darkness in my life, I changed completely. That's why you often see me wearing my yoga pants, my white yoga pants, or that's why you always see me wearing a hoodie or joggings, or, because I was a femme fatale for a long time in my life. Not because I wanted to, but just because I was, I guess, And I never was like, oh my God, I want to be a femme fatale. No. It was just like I was. Of course, it's heavy because um, you realize, you realize it's just life, it's just life. But then, yes, I have to deal with the fact that a lot of men wanted to come to me just to touch me, just, and let's just not go there neither. But um so yeah, and so many years ago, I'm talking about more than 10 years now, I wanted to separate myself of being that femme fatale without knowing about the existence of Lilith in my life. Okay? So I just wanted to be that soft lady that I am today. I wanted to be that glamorous lady that I am today. I wanted to be that sweet princess that I am today. I wanted to be that queen, that happy, soft queen that I am today. So, because I wanted softness in my life, because I wanted roses, pink roses in my life. So, I totally decided to completely not be that femme fatale that I used to be, not because I wanted to. I keep on telling you, just because I was, you know? So, yeah, so the story goes on. One more thing about Lilith, because she's someone who has been misunderstood. And I have learned that monsters in life are not monsters, they have been created by cruelty of the humans around them because they have been misunderstood. One other thing about Lilith, which I sadly resonate with, is that Lilith, because of her seductive and everything, they wanted to punish her. And the way they punish her is she lost many babies. So they say that she's sometimes crying because she missed her babies. I have miscarriage, sadly, many times. Um, so when I was reading about her, I I was totally crying because I totally saw that energy that I was avoiding since birth has always been there in my life. I realized that I did was a femme fatale, even though if I didn't want it to. I also realized that I am seductive, even though if I never was like, oh my God, I want to the energy that was there. It's I also resonated with her, and in this point I was sad for her, because I know what it is to lose a baby. And I was like, how cruel life can be because a woman is beautiful. How the universe can be so mean, so cruel, to want to punish a woman just because she's pretty, seductive, and she assumes herself as a beautiful woman. And this, I realized this when I was 33 years old, because I was thinking of her. I wasn't even thinking of me. I wasn't thinking of her. And I was like, wow. And that's how I met Lilith. The most funny thing is, like, Lilith's night, it's the night before the new moon. So when the new moon is gonna come, the night before, it's Lilith's night. It is said that is the most dangerous night. That is the night where you should not do any witchcraft, any rituals, nothing. And the night that I discovered Lilith, I was on my moons, I was in my period. It was a Lilith's night. I still can't believe how much coincidences have been there. And the most funny thing, it's like all these deities, they have birthday, right? And her birthday was coming soon when I realized this. Of course, I honor her on her birthday, because I was like, oh my God. And I think she came up to me because she wanted me to tell this story, to tell that there are so many people who are misunderstood. I think she came up to me because as many of as us, she needed light. So I did light a candle for her, and I cried because I felt her pain. And yeah, so that's how I met Lilith. That's how I realized that energies are real, that there are realms that are not there, but if you pay attention, they are willing to come to your life to help you grow, to help you evolve. It was actually beautiful. One other thing, just to change the vibe, because otherwise I'm just going to start crying here. um, One other thing that is really interesting about Lilith, it's like, yeah. So let me just read you something about Lilith. Okay, hold on. Okay, so Lilith, who is she? Yeah. So okay. So their energies which are there in the universe, you can take them to help you, like we call God, like we call Jesus, like we call Allah, like we call Buddha. We call them because we need their protection, because we need to connect to something, so we can connect to different energies. So Lilith, oh yeah. Yeah, so before I tell you what Lilith is, let me tell you something. Let's just be clear about this. I have never been the type of woman that was like, oh my God, I want to be a dark goddess. No. Never. Like, I don't even know them. Well, now I'm getting to know them. But I have never been the type of girl, woman who's like, oh my God, I want to be a dark goddess. No. I have always been the kind of girl who's like, oh my God, I want to be like, I connect more with Saraswati energy, Lakshmi energy. These are the kind of goddesses who take my attention, but mm, sometimes your mission, your destiny, it's different or more complex than even what you think. So that's how, yeah, so I understood that some way, somehow, I do have that dark energy in me. And it's a balance. It's a balance. That's why I am fighting for the light, because I do understand darkness. But I have learned lately that I am whole in my darkness and in my light. And I love dark humor. And I love dark romance. And I'm super romantic. And I am all about like loyalty. And I love to wear black. And so lately I was like, you know what? Let me just embrace who the fuck I am. So here I am. I am telling you guys the story about how I met Lilith. And if I told you this, it's because Medusa also came to me. Once again, I am not about dark goddesses, not at all. I am more about the eremit or the magician or the wizard, or these are the kind of energies that I wish they could come to me, but it looks like there's other energies who wishing to come to me, so I welcome them and I respect them and I honor them and I want them to teach me and I want them to help me others to grow and to take back their power, because this is who Lilith is for. She's there to teach us how to take back her power. So this being said, remember, I am not a fan of dark goddesses, not at all. They just came up to me. I just finally understood that even in my astral chart, I do have a lot of darkness, but that's why I can be a really good light worker, because I know where we come from. Does this make sense? Okay. Before I push this to like a newspaper, let me just, okay. So here is what Lilith is for. And please, if you connect, if you need, if you feel that you need her, please go ahead. If you really want to know more and how to connect to her, please let me know. I am going to be happy to help you. So Lilith tell us to take back our power. She called us to stand in our truth, embracing our darkness and our light equally. She tell us to stop playing small and being afraid of burning too passionately, for worry of being misunderstood in the eyes of others. Our fire is not meant for them, she tells us. It is for us. So if you feel that you need to take your power back, please do so. Ladies, sometimes we do give our power, and I have gave it so many times to men that I thought I did love them, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't. It's a learning process. So that's why Lilith maybe came up to me, because she was like, no, take your power back. And I am taking it back. Another story about Lilith, another little kind of, this is kind of a prayer. Lilith, goddess of night, banished from the Garden of Eden, not for obeying Adam blindly, is one of many names. So this is the story. She is the mother of demons and creators of night, but holds an infinity for freedom, courage, playfulness, passion, pleasure, and sexuality. She was created equally and stands for equality alike. That's why she was banished. She also boldly instructs us to stand up for what we believe in. And she pushes us to pursue our dreams no matter the cost. That's why. And you know what? Tonight, Halloween's night 2024, it happens to be a Lilith night. So if you came to this video, three things. Don't be afraid of showing the world who you are. And I ask you to have a thought for those women who are struggling in silence, showing to the world that they're strong and sexy, because that's what society wants from us. But deep inside, all women, we are flowers. And we just want to be cherished and be taken care of and being equally and supportive. And the last thing, yes, I ask you guys to have a little thought, also have a better understanding of people around us, because we see but we don't know. And the one of the most wonderful things that we can do as a society is to understand each other, to help each other. And let's not forget, I am here for the light, but I know the taste, the smell. And I have to admit that life, it's a beautiful balance between day and night. And today, I assume myself, I will always be a light worker. I will always honor the light, but I will always respect the knowledge of darkness. That's why I'm a good human being. And tonight, Halloween 2024, it happens to be a Lilith night. So you know what? I'm gonna clearly honor